Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege and an honor to be with you again today to talk on matters that concern your health and how we together can improve it. With you here is Njinte Clivet Alonfi, representing the interests of the NKA program, where they educate people on how to stay young while growing old, thereby increasing their life expectancy. And in today's episode, before I enter today's episode, rather, I want to take this opportunity and wish you all a happy new year. And I pray that this year comes with all the good tidings and all the good health and blessings that you need in order to forge ahead in your different plans, different respective areas of life. We are, of course, always interested in your health and your well being. And today, with our team, we are coming forth to talk to you on something interesting and, of course, always peculiar. Please don't forget to show us your love by constantly sharing the links to our posts, commenting, liking, and, of course, subscribe and encourage the others to subscribe to our posts and encourage others to subscribe to our post, and that way we will be encouraged to constantly bring forth this information that is vital to you and your health and that of the rest of your family. And in today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting a marathon. We will be starting something. We have been talking for some time now on aspects that influence your health, ranging from the introduction of what the NKA program represents, right down to massage as a form of therapy. And then the most controversial topic we ever got was sleep, being inadequate sleep causing weight gain. And even to today, I still get concerns from people relating to that topic. And if you do not understand, or if you were not a part of that particular episode, if you have not watched that episode yet, please, I advise you to go on our page, the NKA program, subscribe to it, search our videos. You will see how sleep deprivation has an effect on weight gain. Now, to the matter of the day, the impact of medications on aging. We will be looking at the impact of medication on aging, and it is something that will happen in different episodes. It will happen in episodes, and aging is something that we really cannot run away from. Aging is something that happens, and it is interesting how it happens. But what we as a people in the NKA program are interested in, we are interested in you aging but not getting old. No, we are interested in you getting old but not aging. That is what we are interested in. And what do we mean by you getting old but not aging? We are interested in you getting old in the sense that the years are being added to your life. You're being living, but physically, when you look at you physically, you don't look like somebody who is 70 something years old. You're not aging because you're taking a lot of precautions to ensure that your life, your health is in check, your health is optimum, and you can only be that fit if you constantly check your health. And the only way for you to constantly check your health is by, of course, following the right directive, following guidance, subscribing to different programs that will help benefit you. And in this light, we are bringing to you medications, how they impact your health. And now, how do medication impact your health? And the very first thing I'll start with a particular domain, a particular dimension. For instance, when we look at the cardiovascular system, according to WHO in 2019, it stated that cardiovascular diseases was one of the most predominant and leading cause of death in the world in 2019. Cardiovascular issues was the leading cause of death globally in 2019. Why cardiovascular? There are so many things related to the cardiovascular system, and for today's episode I'll pick just one of it and we will talk on. And before I go into it, first of all, why are so many people nowadays suffering from cardiovascular issue? Yeah, you hear, don't consume this, don't consume that, do this, do that. People do not really take their health into deep consideration, and because of that they are suffering immensely. Now, number one thing I want us to look at in the cardiovascular system, there is diabetes, there is myocardial infarction, there is heart attack, and of course there is atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis, which is highly related to high cholesterol level in blood, and that is what we'll be talking on today: high cholesterol level in blood. And the question I have for you, yes, you, is: do you know your cholesterol level? You might think you're young and it's not a point of concern for you, but do you know your cholesterol level? Is your parents or is your parent or parents, are your parents aware of their cholesterol level? Are your senior colleagues, grandparents, are they aware of their cholesterol levels? Yeah. And what is cholesterol? Cholesterol is a substance produced by the liver and it is circulating in blood. And we have the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol. And when the bad cholesterol is deposited in different portions of the body where it is not supposed to be deposited, it becomes problematic. Cholesterol, most people liken cholesterol to fat because it can easily cause you to gain weight. It can easily cause fat deposition at different parts of the body. But now when this cholesterol, which is when the bad cholesterol is deposited in different portions of the system or of the body, it has effect on these different portions. For instance, when it is deposited in blood vessels that either supply or drain blood away from the heart, or supply or drain blood from the heart, it causes a lot of trouble. Because normally, if the lumen of a blood vessel is like this and normal blood flows through that lumen with ease, lumen or opening, it flows through it with ease. Then if there is deposition of this fat or cholesterol, what happens is that this fat or cholesterol is deposited inside this lumen. It is deposited inside the lumen and it reduces the size of that particular passageway for blood. When it reduces the size of that passageway for blood, what happens is that the blood will increase. The pressure with which that blood is passing will start increasing. The first thing we hear is high blood pressure. Now, cardiovascular, and this is one of the causes of high blood pressure, not the only, and there are so many others. But now, with this particular incident, how can we do to remove this deposited fat in these blood vessels and be able to free this blood vessel so that the blood vessel will function normally? This is where a group of drugs they call statins come in. These statins is coming from an abbreviation of a term they call HMG coenzyme A reductase inhibitors, and this one is just BB grammar. And this category of medications are commonly known as statins. And now, what are these statins used for? These statins are medications that are known to lower blood cholesterol. They are known to lower blood cholesterol, and they lower blood cholesterol by preventing an enzyme that is responsible for the production of cholesterol to stop producing cholesterol. And when this cholesterol is stopped, is no longer produced, the levels in blood drop. And that is how this medication work. And it's a medication that is primarily prescribed for cardiovascular issues. It's a medication that is most prescribed for cardiovascular issues. It's very common and it has been used for centuries, for decades, to treat people suffering from cardiovascular issues. Now look at something. As much as this medication is good, it has other functions. Aside from the fact that it lowers blood cholesterol, it can equally increase endothelial cell functions, which, well, is important, and we will get to it and you know exactly how it is important. But what I want to really pinpoint on this particular type of medication is that this medication most often are prescribed to the elderly population. most often are prescribed to the elderly population. And now, nowadays with the changing dynamics, the youths too are beginning to present with a lot of cardiovascular issues. But now, are these medications safe as leaflets and monograms claim they are? That's the question we want to answer tonight. These medications, yeah, they are good medications. They are helping thousands and thousands of people out there. But these medications have certain side effects that make them not too comfortable for consumption. For instance, people taking statins have been reported with an increase in the incidence of type 2 diabetes, that is diabetes mellitus type 2. Why? Because this enzyme goes and reduces the functioning of the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin. This particular drug reduces the functioning of the cells in the pancreas that produces insulin, so little insulin is produced, and because of that, people tend to develop type 2 diabetes faster as they were supposed to, because they are under this course of therapy. And this drug has been known to cause serious muscle aches as a side effect. And with this serious muscle ache, it is a very, very big concern. Myopathy and rhabdomyopathy are serious concerns with this category of drugs. And this drug too has an ability to cause toxicity to the liver, meaning that if you are somebody who is already having liver complications, you have to be very careful how you consume this category of drugs called statins. And if you're somebody who is having a history of diabetes in your family, you need to be very wary when they prescribe this category of drugs to you called statin. Or if you know you're somebody already suffering from diabetes, this particular drug, when prescribed to you, will worsen your diabetes. So you need to be very, very careful how you use these drugs, and always make sure that you work in close proximity with your prescriber and the medical team, so that it can easily be monitored and you get the best or the maximum benefit from it. Aside that, there are so many other side effects or troublesome effects from this particular category of drugs that you can get, some ranging to psychotic issues like memory loss, inability to concentrate, depression, delirium. All those things are attributed to consuming just this drug. So you who is currently consuming statins as a class of medication, know that it is exposing you to certain dangers, especially if you are not taking it within prescribed doses and respecting the dosage interval or frequency. You need to make sure you respect it. If they tell you take it at 8 a.m., you should be able to take it at 8 a.m. because you want to respect it, else it will affect you in the long run. Okay, know that in the long run, these products will tend to do you harm and good. So you need to constantly be communicating with the healthcare team in order to ensure you get maximum benefit from it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're constantly on statin therapy or you're even abusing it, please know that this is for you. And if you know somebody who is suffering from a cardiovascular issue and has been prescribed statins, please, this video is for that person. Send this video to that person so that whosoever is taking it will be aware of some of the dangers associated with statins and know how they can take precaution in order to get maximum benefit from this category of drug. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we remain the NKA program. We are really, really interested in your health. That is why we come out every now and then to bring you information on how to improve your health while you're staying young and growing old. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we call it ciao.